don't want to watch them right now. I do watch, but I'm not going to sit there and watch the entire game. And I hate doing this, but I go to Laker Twitter after games.
Okay.
Just because you work in this industry, you know what you see with your eyes, and then I like going on Laker Twitter to see what purple and gold glasses look like, and also doomsday glasses look like. And then
Twitter's the perfect place.
So I'm able to separate everything of like, okay, this guy's a delusional fan who the team's going 82-0. This guy's just the doomsday fan where the team's going to go 0-82,
yep.
right? And then you find the happy medium around there. Listening to you and the station the last week where they were winning the 3 games and it's like, oh, you're finding things out. Mind you, a lot of criticisms because LeBron's not there. Okay, the team's way for LeBron's not there. Anthony Davis playing better, great. He's supposed to because you've challenged him to maybe get 36 points, not 37. Whatever it is you're challenging him to do, you're seeing Anthony Davis take that step up, which is great to see. About damn time.
It's been 2+ years.
Exactly. And every time he goes on the ground, you're like, okay, what's going to happen? This is me being the old salty guy. I hate the fact that Laker fans have to find a way to find something positive about a team that is this talented. Mind you, they're still finding their way with Darvin Ham, and we know Ham, he's going to get these guys right eventually, but we don't know when. But my goodness, you're doing the I love the fight in this team. You're doing the moral victory part when you're 5-11. You're happy to compete with the Phoenix Suns. I know I hold them to a higher standard. And I'm not saying this team is the number 1 or number 2 seed, but they should be a playoff team. They should be in the 7-8 spot just on talent alone. But the dysfunction that they got where they're trying to figure things out, trying to figure out pieces, I just don't want to lower my Laker expectation standards to say we should be happy that we competed for 3 quarters. It's not that hard to compete at all. It's the effort. That's what you're supposed to get. So I hate going on the Twitter and seeing things, and this is just me being the salty guy now, of, yeah, guys, we played hard. Like, really? That's what we're happy about right now? You're happy that you won 3? Okay. Mind you, at the same time, I don't want to see the whole world is falling apart and this team is the worst thing ever. Sell everybody, trade everybody, fire everybody. I don't want to see that either. But I'm over here looking at it as you lost 115-105. You should have won that game. If you're in the game and you're battling and you're there, win the damn game. So that's what I'm still wanting to see.
But you know what's funny? I think it's a good perspective because the way you just described it, you're like, really, Alan? Come on. You're going to tell me there's a moral victory for the Lakers who got – Anthony Davis and Russ are still on that team. I know Bron is not. Chris Paul is out, right? Landry Shamet, Cam Johnson. So 2 of their 2 starters are out for the Phoenix Suns.
Michael Bridges had 25. Who's Michael Bridges?
He's actually good, but he's not supposed to be putting up 25.
But the thing is, like the ESPN headline says, Suns hold on to win.
Yeah. Okay, so
hold on to win. That means you were there. Win the damn game.
Let me tell you this. What you just said is not wrong. Everything you just said wasn't wrong. You want to know the sad truth? It's kind of the truth. That it was, in a weird way, a moral victory. In a weird way, it was one of those games that you actually don't walk away feeling as negative as you have. You know why it is, Beto? Because all of last year, Lakers were getting their kicked on a night-to-night basis.
I get that.
And then so far this year, like I get well, it's the Lakers. They're supposed to win. Well, it's the Lakers. They got these guys. They're supposed to win. Here's the problem. It hasn't been happening.
Of course.
So you just naturally, my expectations about the Lakers, I grew up a Los Angeles Laker fan.
Yep.
Lakers have 17 NBA championships. Lakers find ways to get stars and to compete. They won a championship in October of 2020. It is November of 2022.
Mind you, I'm the antithesis of but this is what we've done. I don't care what you did last year. I don't care how many banners. And I hate it when what are the Clippers done? Well, the Clippers are winning right now, especially against you. Tell me what you're doing right now. And this team is better.
This is why I bring it up, is because I say to myself, you're not wrong with anything that you said, and that's the right expectation to have. And I still feel the same way that I do from last night's game. That none of that will change the way I feel because watching Lakers basketball, I've tapered my expectation. And Anthony Davis, these last 4 games, stats are stupid, right? Just ridiculous stats. My expectation, AD, I was saying it before the season, I'm done with the whole MVP chat. I'm done with the whole Anthony Davis is going to be this player. He keeps telling us he's not that guy. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's 4
Pops
games
up.
in a row where he's putting up Wilt Chamberlain type of numbers, Shaq type of numbers, Hakeem type of numbers. I don't know if he's going to do that over a 20-game stretch, but it's kind of the reality of the Lakers. You have someone like yourself saying, are you guys really going to be cheering a 5-11 record and a 3-game winning streak against the Nets, the Pistons, and the Spurs? And then you have somebody like myself that's saying, okay, hey, maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
there is. And just like you, I've tapered the expectations of this team. 8, 9 spot, get into the playoff game, perfect. I'm okay with that. Those are the expectations of what I have for this team because that's where they should get, just on talent alone. Yeah. But if they would have got blown out yesterday, okay, cool, whatever. You get your butt kicked, take it, move on. But when you're there, close enough to win, and you're there and you see the headline that says Phoenix hold on, that means you had a chance to win this game. And that's where I get the frustration part of, okay, you're making progress. Yes, it's going to take a time. But damn it, you got to start closing some of these games out.
They're 0-6 on the road, I'll tell you that. So there is something about that as well. They got before yesterday.
Yeah, because Phoenix is the toughest place in that building.
You're not wrong. Dwayne Rankin, who covers the Suns, was actually talking about in the pregame show yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like, it's 50% Laker fans.
There's always a quarter of Laker fans no matter where you go.
Sure.
So, come on. Nobody grows up in Phoenix on purpose.
That's why their housing pricing is going up there.
Exactly.
Took their LA money.
People
Everybody took their LA money. Let's take a quick call here. Get a couple thoughts here. John in Inglewood. What's going on, John? Thank you for calling in.
What's up, guys? Hey, I just want to say real quick, I've been saying it a long time. We calling everybody else to the carpet, okay? And I'm going to give you a perfect example. A movie everybody loves, Braveheart. They did not come together until what? They to the carpet. It's time to call LeBron James to the carpet. I'm glad that Phil Jackson has finally spoken out and called him out, but we need a coach who's going to call him out. If Mark Jackson was there, he would call LeBron James out.
So, John, tell me what you're calling out.
I'm calling out. We're asking Westbrook to change the way he plays the game. Put LeBron James in the post. If we put LeBron James in the post and play Utah Jazz basketball, nobody can beat us. No.
Oh.
Dude, y'all, what's Jazz basketball?
Happy Thanksgiving.
John, appreciate you
Happy
calling in.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you
Woo.
for calling in.
See, why are you getting people fired up, bro?
Well, by the way,
That's the day before Thanksgiving.
I like
he
this.
hasn't even hit the traffic yet on the 405.
He hasn't. No, he's actually just pulling out of his garage.
You want
right
them
now.
to wear short shorts and just
And he's
become
already
John
frustrated.
Stockton?
No, he
and-
wants him to become Karl Malone, I think. Playing the post, he said.
Okay, I will say this. For the first time since LeBron James has been a Laker, if Anthony Davis discontinues, Chris Haynes has said something yesterday on TNT, Bron's probably going to come back on Friday. This will be the first time that LeBron has been a Laker and that he's not the best player on the basketball floor. And by the way, we're hoping for that 2 years ago, and we might actually be getting that for the first time coming up Friday. We'll talk about Bron. We'll talk about the Lakers. We'll do all that coming up next. Stay right here. Alan Sliwa, Beto Duran, 710.
freeways.
food.
The freeways are on fire right now, bro.
Already, huh?
Already.
Maybe it's about the food. Maybe it's about
Can we just
family
end the show now,
stuff.
then?
What's that?
Can we just end the show now and just go home?
No.
Till we just beat traffic?
Funch, you're in a
112.
I'm going tomorrow morning.
Fun.
Going tomorrow morning at like 8 a.m. That's when I'm going to drive down to San Diego.
Funch, you're like, I'm rubbing off on you, man. You know,
You are.
I
used to
came
be-
in
I used to be
yelling
like
at
Taylor.
you.
I used to
Yeah.
be like Taylor.
You used to be so happy to just
Yeah.
have a job. Now you're like that salty guy who's
Yeah.
got like
oh yeah,
benefits.
I've been in radio.
Yeah. No, you
radio
have
veteran.
vacation
I'm a
days.
radio veteran
Funches
now.
has a button where he could just talk to me. Yells
Uh-huh.
at me a lot during the show.
Does he really?
Yep, a lot. You know, he says, Slee, you're just not pulling your weight. I'm like, Funch, relax, man. I'm right in the middle of a LeBron point. So he just has full conversations with me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's all over. My boy Henry in Riverside's listening. You got people in the West Side listening. Del
got-
Valle is listening. We got Southern California covered, bro.
Let me tell you, you got some people here that I think agree with you
I haven't checked my Twitter yet.
on your Laker take.
Uh-oh. Usually 710 listeners don't like me when I talk about the Lakers.
Doesn't matter. If you give your honest opinion, who cares after that? All right, Rich A says, they should have won the game last night, but they did play well. Their shooting was atrocious in the third quarter. Lakers couldn't hit a three. They shot 18%. Phoenix shot 46% from three. That's your ball game right there. Another one here. Anthony Rincon wants to join you on the turkey run. Just FYI there. He's trying to come.
Torrance, just show up, bro.
Manny says the homie Beto speaking the truth about the Lakers.
Oh,
Listen
okay.
to him, dude. So
Here's one right
Listen,
here.
listen, yeah.
DJ Trunks in San Bernardino. Have you been watching the games? Actually, no. I haven't because they're so hard to watch, Slee. That's
Well,
why I
you
feel
said-
for you.
well,
You
no,
have
no.
to do Laker talk.
Don't feel for me.
Yes,
Trust
I do.
me.
I do.
Just think about this for a second. I get a microphone and a TV to watch a Laker game and then talk about
Of course,
them.
okay, yeah.
Trust me.
Kumbaya,
Do
the
not-
world is
do not
amazing.
feel for
That's
me.
great. But at the same time, we need an uncensored, unfiltered Sliwa because that's what I want to hear. Because, you know, I've been Laker talk before, and you're like, man, what I really want to say today, I got to take it just enough because at the end of the day, you don't want to bash a team every single day because what's the point of that, right? Because you can bash a team every single game for whether they win or lose. And you want to
Sure, you
have
could
that.
find, yep.
But the frustration part of this is where I feel for you because it's almost like Groundhog Day for the last year and a half for you.
That part
That's
you're
where
not
I feel
wrong
po-
on.
see,
No,
that part
listen,
right there.
The way this year started,
Like if they told me, hey, Slee's gonna take a couple of days off from Laker Talk, Beto, you're gonna fill in and pay double. I'm like, nope. I will run the board instead. I don't want to do that. I
will
feel
run the
for
board.
you.
Okay,
Because
let me tell you
over and
something.
over and over.
the way this year started, remember they started 2-10, and by the way, they're only 5-11, so it's not like that much has changed.
Yeah, but they're also second to last.
But no, but 5-11 is
Yeah.
it's not that much different than it was a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
But there was this, you know, right as the season started, especially when they're 2-10, it's like, tell me this is not the same thing. Tell me we're not going to walk into the exact
and it
same
doesn't
thing.
feel like the same thing.
And
it feels different.
And that's the point. I think the point is that last year it felt like you said something earlier. You said, well, you know what it's all about effort. It's just and there's plenty of games last year you're watching. I'm like, these guys don't care. They just don't care. I'm sorry. They
At all.
already know that they're out. They already know that AD's not coming back or whatever the case is. That it was a wrap to the season. I don't feel that this year. Now that doesn't mean it's okay to be 5-11. Something's going to happen if Bron comes back on Friday. It will be, I really, truly believe this. AD had another one of those games. What did he have yesterday? 37. These are stupid numbers. 37, 21, 5, and 5. That's 5 steals and 5 block shots. They're unbelievable numbers. He's done this for 4 straight games. Bron comes back on Friday. He's no longer the best player on the Lakers. And I was hoping to be saying that 2 years ago. I was wrong for 2 straight years. I thought AD was going to be the best player on the Lakers after they won the championship, and things will kind of start falling on his shoulders. How does Bron, you think, come back and adjust and say, okay, this is interesting. I haven't seen AD like this since the NBA Finals. I haven't seen AD like this since that series against the Denver Nuggets in Orlando. How does Bron come back and accept the fact that I'm in my 20th season. I got the most mileage of anybody in the history of the NBA. Do you think that's a tough adjustment for him or no?
It's not a tough adjustment when you don't adjust. You really think he's going to adjust? Have we seen LeBron going and making that adjustment?
Has he been given a reason to? That's the problem. The problem is AD's played 50% of the games the last 2 years, and when he is out there,
It's just when they're together,
I'm sorry,
it
Beto,
looks so
22,
different.
22-9 is not going to get it done for Anthony Davis. You think LeBron's sitting there when he's putting up 22-9 and saying, hey, that's the guy? He might say that after these last 4 games. He might be sitting there saying, we got to run everything through this dude. By the way, that's how it should be. I mean, that's what you were hoping for a couple years ago.
That's what we expected, right? We expected LeBron to turn 38. And if you I saw this the other day, and I actually went and counted it. If you add the amount of playoff games that LeBron has, it's an extra 4 full seasons. So he's 38, but his body's 42 basketball-wise. It's 4 full seasons.
You could say he's in his 24th season in the NBA.
Because I never thought about that until the late Kobe said it one time. He's like, if you guys ever actually look at how many playoff games I've had where the body doesn't recover.
Since he was 18.
Exactly. Because most guys are in Cancun in April.
Yep.
Right? First week of April, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers are supposed to be playing through June. And then you come back, and so you have a shorter time to recover. Anyway, but the LeBron factor of how this is going to be. Yeah, he's watching AD saying, okay, that's good. But do we really expect LeBron to just say, okay, now the offense is going to run through AD?
He's still got to hit. He's got to get his. I feel like he has something to prove.
Absolutely.
In his mind.
This is
he
legacy
wants to have
year.
That same,
this is legacy year, legacy numbers, legacy points.
Yeah.
But what is it? What's left to prove? Taylor,
I
help
think he wants
me out with that.
to be the player that's in his 20th season that's still maintaining that high level of excellence that he has his whole career.
That nobody else has.
So let me ask you
That's
this.
saying something.
Let me ask you this. Last year, Bron averaged 30 a game. The Lakers were awful. Doesn't that hurt your legacy more than
it does in LA?
Than winning, adjusting and averaging 25, 6 and 6, but you're a 6th or a 7th seed in the Western
right
Conference?
now, but then you look at later on, like you said,
10, 20 years from now,
we're not
people are
gonna
going to
think
forget about that.
Yeah.
They don't think about Kobe's last years. They don't think Wizard years. We think about the good times.
I think people do think of Kobe's last years. I think people do look at that final contract that he got. He was getting that opportunity to go kind of do his tour. The Lakers were thanking him for what he's done in the past, but you knew it wasn't going to be winning basketball. Kobe's legacy is not based on his last couple years. Kobe's legacy